Today's rap music reflects its origin in the hip-hop culture of young, urban, working-class African Americans. Beef is when two rappers or groups of rappers have a feud. Hip-hop is feudal itself. These feuds are expressed through attacks in lyrics. These attacks are called disses. These attacks may be in one line of a song, or they may be the point of the entire song. Sometimes they are subtle or subliminal, requiring a knowledge of the other rapper's lyrics or image to understand. Sometimes these beef go out of control. 1. Da Real G Money. Da Real G Money was an up-and-coming rapper from Baton Rouge. He had an ongoing feud with fellow rapper NBA Youngboy. On August 27, 2017, Da Real G Money released an NBA Youngboy diss track, Industry. In it, he raps about how the NBA turned into an industry rapper who switched up on him. He mentions his sexual relations with his sister, which angered NBA the most. About 3 weeks later, on September 13th, Da Real G Money was shot dead in response. The killers have not been found. Number 2. Shootashellz. Shootashellz was a rapper from Chicago. He was known for being an op to infamous drill artist G Herbo. Shootashellz has an ongoing beef with his gang and eventually released Death of 150 on April 5, 2017, aimed towards G Herbo and his gang. After the diss track was released, it received a lot of attention and eventually reached G Herbo's gang. After just 2 months, on June 10, 2017, Shootashellz was brutally murdered by 3 shooters after catching him in traffic. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The killers of Shootashellz were never found. Number 3. Lil Jojo. Lil Jojo was a rapper from Chicago that was a part of an opposite gang as rapper Chief Keef. Jojo made it clear he doesn't rock with the ops. Lil Jojo tweeted he was on their block and was shot and killed as a result. Lil Jojo released BDK on April 27th of 2012. This video was the main reason he was killed. Lil Jojo was killed September 4th, 2012, and his killers were never found. Number 4. OG Manman. OG Manman was a DMV rapper who had beef with Big Flock and his gang. Once OG Manman got word Big Flock, affiliate C. Diddy, aka Lil Chris, had died by suicide, he released The Truth on April 2nd of 2016. In it, OG visits Lil Chris's gravesite to shoot the video, all while pouring champagne over the grave. In just 2 months after the video release, OG Manman was shot and killed on June 12th of 2016. No suspects were ever found or arrested. Number 5. Lil Marc. Lil Marc was a Chicago drill rapper. He was a part of 051YM, the opposite of Chief Keef's. Marc had an ongoing feud with other rappers like Lil Reese. Lil Marc dropped his remix of No Competition on March 25th of 2014. In it, Lil Marc dissed endless amounts of dead gang members from the opposite set. On March 28th of 2014, just 3 days after the video was released, Lil Marc was shot dead waiting for a bus at the bus stop. His killers have yet to be identified. Number 6. Xxxtentacion. 20-year-old rapper Xxxtentacion was shot dead in his car on June 18, 2018 in Deerfield Beach, Florida. According to the Broward County Sheriff's Department, the rapper was leaving a motorsports business around 4 p.m. on Monday when 2 armed suspects, one who TMZ reported wore a red mask at the time of the shooting, approached his car, stole a Louis Vuitton bag, and shot him. At this time, police have no official suspects. However, fans have taken to Twitter to launch investigations of their own. One of the most bizarre conspiracy theories about Xxxtentacion's death is that Drake had Xxxtentacion killed. XXX's career took off in 2017 when his single Look at Me gained traction on SoundCloud. In an interview, XXX said Drake was impressed with him and promised that he would contact XXX's manager within a few days, a promise that Drake allegedly never kept. However, within the same week, Drake performed a new song, KMT, that XXX fans alleged sounded alarmingly like XXX's Look at Me. Xxxtentacion subsequently launched into a Twitter rant calling Drake out. However, he soon after deleted the tweets and claimed he was hacked. In an interview with XXL Mag, XXX addressed the feud with Drake in a calmer fashion. "I'm aware of what Drake does as an artist," the rapper said, insinuating that Drake is guilty of using other artists' music. "But if Drake is going to take the flow, and I don't know if he legitimately did, but if that is the situation, at least reach out. And then if you want to run off with the flow, then run off with the flow. But I'm going through a lot right now, so it would have been nice if it happened before that happened to me, for Drake to have reached out to me personally." But by that time, it seemed the damage was done, and XXX was well aware. Though he reportedly apologized for coming after Drake like that, in an Instagram story he wrote that if anyone tried to kill him, it was Drake. Number 7. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur was one of the greatest rappers of all time. In June 4th, he released a song called Hit 'Em Up, featuring the Outlaws, a group associated with him. The song's lyrics contain vicious insults to several East Coast rappers, chief among them Shakur's former friend turned rival, the notorious B.I.G. While the track is primarily aimed at Biggie Smalls and still to this day, almost a quarter century later, remains one of the most well-known diss records in hip-hop's history, he mentions, belittles, threatens, and humiliates numerous other well-known rappers on it as well. While Hit 'Em Up is technically a song, there's kind of a chorus to it and a beat is present in the background, it's not at all a song at the very same time. It is essentially a 5-minute and 13-second long death threat aimed directly at the East Coast rappers he names, including, but not limited to, Biggie Smalls, Sean Puffy Combs, Chino XL, Prodigy and Havoc of Mobb Deep, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, and Lil Caesar. He then goes on to include Bad Boy Records as a whole, or in his words, as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew, before finally adding anyone who wants to be down with Bad Boy Records to the list of people he considers foes. The diss track is not at all a song, and Tupac himself goes on to essentially say the same thing, proudly claiming, "We ain't singing, we bringin' drama." He then simply rhymes that with mama, as he even disparages Biggie's own mother. The track is hands down the most violent, eccentric, and over-the-top diss in the entire history of not just hip-hop, but all of music and entertainment as well. While it had plenty of entertainment value, it was not made for entertainment purposes. It was literally a recorded death threat, a threat he'd never get to carry out, as Tupac was murdered just 4 months after it was recorded, 3 after it was released. So that was all. Hope you liked the video. Before leaving, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.